Welcome back to another episode of Bourbon and Ash. Today, we're going to talk about a bourbon that I've never heard of until this morning.
Right.
It's a Wyoming bourbon.
It's yeah.
And I think the distillery is actually called Wyoming Whiskey.
That's correct. It is a grain to glass. They've been up there for a few years now. It's a husband and wife team who started this company. He's a pilot. She runs a ranch, so they also have a ranch up in Wyoming, right? Who would have thought? It's a finished. It's a finished bourbon. They start off with 5 years, right? Maturation. Second maturation goes into a sherry cask. They do that for 90 days, if I'm not mistaken, and then they bottle. So I'm super excited to see what it's all about. 100 proof, bottled and bond. So,
do you know the mash bill, any of you ladies?
68 corn, 20 wheat, and 12 barley.
Okay. And we were able to pick up this bottle for, I think, what, $69.99?
$69.99. Yeah.
Yeah. And you did say this was finished in a cherry cask?
Sherry cask.
A sherry cask?
Yeah. They're the Jimenez. The secondary cask is from the Jimenez, correct? Sherry cask. They're older and they've been aged. Those casks have been aged for a while.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, decades aged.
Yeah.
Decades old. And then they age them for 3 months.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm interested. Like I said, we've never experienced any distillery specifically
up north,
in Wyoming.
And then they're actually, the cool thing is, I think what's super interesting about these folks is that they're doing a grain to glass. So
they're far enough north they can.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not MGPing, which is awesome.
Yeah, no, this smells fantastic.
Wow.
Well, before we try it, just a few words. We appreciate you guys taking the time to watch our videos. We appreciate the feedback. And as always, please hit that like and that subscribe, leave those comments. And as always, we do this for you.
Para Dios, tus amigos y tu familia. Salud.
Well, right off the bat, it smells super sweet.
Sweet.
So that sherry really putting it in that sherry cask.
Smell like a dark fruit, like a date or a fig or something.
I
get dates.
the sherry. It's the grape.
Oh, yeah.
Grape, yeah.
I get the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I get some dark fruits in there. I get like fig. I get a little bit of. Almost like the black cherries.
Yeah.
Like that little finish, you know?
Absolutely.
It is fantastic.
I could see the black cherry.
Yeah, raisins, cherry,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
toffee.
I can. Now that you mentioned toffee, I can taste the toffee.
It's almost like on the finish.
Yes.
Just like
Absolutely.
it lingers. Yeah.
This is really good.
It is really good.
It is really good. It's only a five year and some change. Okay, it's bottled and bond, so 100 proof. The amber, you know, the color Nicole you mentioned. Yes, it's a little on the light side.
Very light.
But look at those legs.
It does
Yeah,
have fantastic.
it has
legs.
great legs.
Back to the legs and how great it is. For a 5 year, I think it's really good. It really, really delivers.
So on the color, maybe because Wyoming is a little bit more north, they don't get that fluctuation of the heat.
Right.
That maybe Kentucky gets, all 4 seasons.
It definitely
They're probably-
affects maturation.
I think that affects
You know what I mean? It slows it down. The contraction and the expansion definitely slows it down. So they start off with a number 3 char, and then they go into those decade-old Jimenez wine barrels.
Sherry.
The sherry.
The sherry.
Sherry, yeah.
No, it does have a really nice
This is like a
mouthfeel.
dessert bourbon.
It is, yeah.
yes.
I was in my head, I'm thinking it's like a dessert wine, but it's not. It's the bourbon with the kind of the sweeter
The sweeter
fruit
notes and the
that
fruit
you get
notes,
from
yes.
from a wine, but now it's with
very
a bourbon.
fruity, yes, very fruity.
This is the first time I think I've ever experienced that sort of.
It's very unique, absolutely.
It is very unique. It is very unique in the sense that they're finishing, right? I like it.
Kirby, Wyoming. I'll have to look at that. So the distillery is Wyoming Whiskey in Kirby, Wyoming. No, this is interesting. I'll begin the first B&A rating. I was honestly not looking forward to this because, you know, a little bit of the research I did, there wasn't a whole lot to be said about it. And some of the reviews were like, you know, it's okay.
It's all right.
But it's unique. I wasn't, you know, excited seeing how light it is, but now, you know, it kind of makes sense being in Wyoming. Maybe that's just a little bit of the maturation process is different with the temperatures. But based on what I like, an MSRP being $69, based on the palate and the finish, the nose, I'll say this is a 7.5, 8. I'll go with 8.
8.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Awesome.
Well, I'll go next. I read through about it a little bit because I had never heard of it today, and I couldn't really find a lot of reviews on it that, you know, said besides what it tasted like. It wasn't like 5-star reviews or anything like that. So I was kind of, you know, like, oh, maybe this isn't going to be. Yeah, I was like, maybe this isn't going to be that good. I might be hot, you know. So I was a little worried, and then come in and see that super light and everything. But it's really good. Had amazing sweet smell, like wonderful sweet smell, and great fruity taste. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 9. I think for that it is quite underrated for what I've seen. So
okay, sweet, awesome.
I'm going to give it an 8.5 because it is so unique. It's almost like a dessert.
It's unique,
It's sweet. It's a little smoky. It still leaves a little bit of warmth in your chest.
yes.
And that's kind of what surprised me, being at 50 ABV and 100 proof, is I wasn't expecting that warmth.
Right.
But it finished. It finished strong.
Yeah.
It had a little bit of the Wyoming hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wyoming hug.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you that even though they're not out of Kentucky, you can still make good bourbon anywhere in the United States.
There you go, Daniel.
Well, I will keep it short and sweet. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. I think it's great. I think the only thing that I can add to it is when you say it's different, or it's you know, something off the spectrum. I think it's that we think of a certain category of what it should taste like based on what we've had, but I believe this is a really good different. You know, it's a good thing, not in a like, oh, it's different, but yeah, no, I think it's great.
Well, there you have it, guys. This is another review from Bourbon and Ash, the whiskey from Wyoming. Fantastic. If you could find this on your shelf, we highly recommend it. And as always, please drink responsibly.